Susan. Today you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at how we make movie magic. As you probably know, the word movie is a nickname for moving pictures. And in the early days of filmmaking, it must have truly seemed like magic. In the late 1800s, the Pettibone Brothers Manufacturing Company produced magic lanterns, like this one, which were widely used by traveling showmen, projecting images onto white backdrops. Imagine for a moment what that must have been like. You're sitting in a dark tent, suddenly the white backdrop is revealed and a single image appears. Then, when seen in the right order, in the right light and at the right speed, those images seem to come to life to create a magical new world. For over 100 years. In that time, we've turned out some of the most memorable film moments in Hollywood history!
Hold on to your butts.
Nice outfit.
Well, thank you. From the very beginning, the basic concept of the filmmaking process has always remained the same, to make you, the audience, believe that everything that you see is real.
Today's filmmakers have more tools than ever before. High-tech cameras, super fast computers, but they still rely on a category of effects so distinctive, they're known as special.
And the earliest form of special effects are called practical effects, which are effects that are shot on set in front of the camera. And our first example of practical effects is models. Universal's 1932 film The Mummy made use of miniature effects, including scale models, like that one from its opening. And you can tell that's model because if you look closely, the real pyramids do not say The Mummy. Universal relaunched The Mummy, and believe it or not, that Sphinx that you see there is this Sphinx model that you see here. This is the actual model that was used in the making of that film. And the attention to detail is incredible. The hieroglyphics, the scaffolding. I think Susan would agree that models are still a great way to fool the camera.
Absolutely. Another filmmaking tool that also fools the camera is the glass mat. In the terrifying film The Birds, the brilliant Alfred Hitchcock had matte paintings created to achieve the eerie look he wanted for the town of Bodega Bay. Take a look at the side screens. In this literal bird's eye view of the town, only the fire and the parking lot were real. Everything else was hand-painted on glass to create a map and then dropped in front of the camera. And then the footage of the birds was incorporated to complete the effect.
All very cool stuff. So we've shown you two examples of practical effects, models and the glass mat.
And there's also a category of practical effects that involves performers and not just props. Practical stunts!
Someone say stunts.
Please welcome our special effects show stunt department!
Yeah! Woo, I like that, Susan.
Yeah.
They came flying in over there. Brock was upside down over there. How come you and I didn't get a fancy entrance like them?
Because we're wearing nice clothes. You may not know their faces, but you have seen their work in countless television and movie projects, sometimes as stunt doubles for some of your favorite stars. So before we begin, let me introduce them to you. We have Nate Mitchell. Welcome Nate, Tristan Ott, and our stunt coordinator, Brock Markham. Welcome guys. Brock, is it safe to say that stunt performers almost always double for actors when there's a fight scene?
Yeah, actors don't like getting hit in the face.
Hit in the face.
Yeah, like this.
Oh, is he okay?
I don't know. You okay?
He's okay, all right, get set up. Now when staging a fight, the art of illusion is very important. All the moves have to be realistic enough to fool the camera, but without getting anybody injured. So the performers have to make it look believable. Now let me set our scene. Exterior, dark alley, dead of night. A couple nefarious characters are lurking about. Ready, and action!
Hey, where you going? Come here!
Try at home, right?
That's correct.
Great job, kids. Don't worry, they'll be back. Now, did you notice the sound effects in that last scene? All those dynamic punches and the dumpster hits. Eric, what do we call those added sounds?
Foley! You've probably heard the term Foley before. It's the process of adding sounds to films after they've been shot. But do you know its origins? Jack Foley, he wore many hats. He's a writer, producer, director, he was even a stunt double. But it's when he began producing sound effects for Universal Studios in the early 1920s that he truly began to make a name for himself. For over 30 years, he and his team worked here on the lot at Soundstage 10. If they couldn't recreate a sound on their stage, then they would go out and get it live. In fact, they invented a technique called direct-to-picture, in which they would add sound effects to finished films all in one take. And they had to be completely in sync with the action on the screen, because even one mistake meant they had to start all over again from the very beginning. And to help us imagine what that must have been like, please welcome our first volunteers!
The Allowing family from Chicago!
Oh, yeah! Thank you so much for having us out, guys. They are going to demonstrate how these ordinary items can be repurposed to sound like something completely different than what you guys might think. For example, this water bottle could be used to articulate the sound of bones breaking. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? And your kids can try that at home, because parents love it when children pretend to break their bones. Take a look at your side screens. We're going to show you a split screen. On one side, you're going to see the hit comedy Identity Thief with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. On the other side, you're going to see Universal's Foley artists hard at work. Now, I have a plan. Oh yeah, that looks easy, right? We'll find out. That's a clip that they're going to Foley. But first, let's talk about the tools that we have up here on the stage. For Fia, she's got a crash box. It's a wooden box that is filled with metal objects to sound like crashes. We also have 2 sneakers. Those will sound like running. For Depot, he's got 2 reams of paper and a cutting board. These will sound like bodies are hitting the ground. For Dad, he's got 2 boxing gloves. These will sound like the punch in the throat and the slaps on the face. Then for Mom, she's got a cowbell. This will be used for the moment where the panini maker hits Melissa McCarthy in the back of the shoulder. And then this is where we get crazy. Really use your imaginations here, because these handcuffs are going to sound like handcuffs. You guys ready to do this? You'll be watching this big old monitor right down here, all right? If you guys are ready up in the booth, let's roll sound, speed, and action.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113,
every single sound effect in there. And I love Dad on the boxing gloves. It looked like he was dancing at a wedding. Guys, stay along this line right here. Now we're going to add in every element of filmmaking. We're going to bring back the music, the dialogue, but we're going to add the newly recorded sound effects and we're going to hear how they did. Take a look and listen.
Get over here and give me your wrist. Okay? Now I have a plan.
Now for the big finish! Nailed it! Give her a applause!
That was perfect, right? Well, Universal has made great films in every genre. The studio really made a mark over the years, creating some of the industry's most terrifying thriller and horror films. Let's take a peek. Emerging from the shadows just behind me are the stars of our horror family, some of the classic Universal monsters. We have maquettes of Dracula, Chucky and his bride, Michael Myers, Imhotep from The Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, and Mother Bates. The perfect setting for our next demonstration.
That's right, joining us all the way from Los Angeles. Everyone say hi, Brittany! Hi, Brittany!
Hey! So Brittany was picked for her very impressive scream. Now, Brittany, let's say that you were face to face with Norman Bates. Let's all hear how you would scream!
Yeah! She would die so happily.
As you saw in that fight earlier, stunt performers have to have a very high pain threshold. So my question is, do you?
Well, do you?
Because this next demonstration involves movie blood. Does anyone know what Alfred Hitchcock used for movie blood in the original Psycho?
Shout it out! I heard over here, we said chocolate syrup. It was over here. That was you? Well, then you win knowledge. That's right, chocolate syrup. The Psycho was black and white film, so it didn't matter what color the blood was back then. But nowadays, movie blood has to be much more realistic.
Thank you for giving us a hand.
Literally! Now it's at this point in the show where I need to remind the kids, please, do not try this at home.
Try it at a friend's house. All right, Brittany, put your right hand out of the table. Now, palm up, swing it right to the vein, okay? Hold it still.
What are we doing?
Right!
Yes! What are we doing? We're not going to use a machete on Brittany.
I'm Brittany, I'm totally kidding. We are not going to use a machete.
No.
I have a sharper knife.
Okay.
Okay, take a look at the side screens, everybody, and scream on 3, Brittany, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3! She's okay. Marvelous acting from Brittany. This is a classic cinematic horror technique, a Hollywood blood knife. Take a look. So this is a false blade with a cutout for her arm that comes out of the handle. Meanwhile, I'm squeezing movie blood from this bulb back here so that it comes out of a tube right where the notch is, so it looks like it's bleeding right from her arm. But this only works with an amazing volunteer. Give it up for Brittany!
Not quite that. I wish I could say, but that's like a love dance here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you her phone. I'll be right back. Right?
Oh, you're gonna love your next outfit.
Oh, great.
Okay, Brittany, you can come with me. I promised you a photo, right? So if you want to set up your camera, I will take your picture on our stage. There we go. Perfect. So let me pose you right over here with our classic Universal monsters. Your spotlight is right here for you to stand in. Awesome. You can do a horror movie pose if you want to do it. Anything, yeah? Yeah, you can, or you face me. Yeah. Perfect. And scream on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3! There it is. Brittany, I'm so sorry. Michael Myers, go home, Michael. That was brilliant. I wish we could see that again. We can. Take a look. It's right out of the next movie. Brittany and Michael Myers. Give it up for our volunteer one more time, everybody. So far, we've shown you practical effects. Now we've switched to visual effects, which are effects done in a computer, specifically motion capture. So to help me demonstrate motion capture, or mocap, welcome back my co-host, Eric!
This outfit's tight.
Seriously, it's tight.
We can tell. Let's activate our perimeter sensors, please. So the dots on his suit reflect light to our sensors, which then goes into our computer and captures all of their locations. So if you're ready,
Yeah, let's do it.
let's see the capture on our screens. Now the computer connects the dots on his suit and creates the digital skeleton that you see. So you can start with a T-pose. Perfect. We always start with the T-pose to mark the beginning of each take. That way it's easier for us to... Eric?
You saw that?
Uh-huh.
Gross.
Take your left hand, touch the tip of your nose. Good, now your right hand. And let's do both arms one more time. We start with some simple movements so that we can calibrate our system. And you can relax your arms. Next, we do full body movements. Start with jumping jacks. Great, and a little bit you can just jog in place.
Sounds good.
So digital animators will start with this skeleton, then they can change the aspect ratio. Add a wire frame on top. Finally, they can add skins. Using this technology, we can turn Eric and his movements into anything that we want. So Eric, we've turned you into a cuddly, friendly teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
But you're not just any teddy bear.
Is that?
You are the star of Universal's Ted.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, let's go see some dance moves on
Oh,
Ted.
yeah. Here we go.
There you go.
Oh, there's more where that came from, Susan. Check this out. Ready? How about a little bit of that?
Okay.
How about a little something for the ladies? Yeah.
Eric, you have channeled the inner Ted. Hey Ted, what do you think of the show so far?
That's why I watch these things. It's like a cool behind the scenes thing, but you wouldn't know.
Thunder Buddies, Ted.
Thunder Buddies for life.
Aw, Thunder Buddies for life. Give it up for Ted and Eric one more time.
We get ready for the finale.
Good idea. Fun fact, Seth MacFarlane had a modified mocap suit made by Phil Tippett Studios so that he could act and direct at the same time. Let's take a look at the genius behind Ted.
We were able to do Ted in a completely lifelike way and to use technology in a way that it really hasn't been used to date. What that technology does so well is it takes fantastical characters and makes them as realistic in movement as possible.
As far as technology has come with CGI and visual effects, some things just look better when they're real, like fire. Let's take a look at fire stunts in some Universal films. One of the most exciting and dangerous aspects of filmmaking is undoubtedly a fire stunt. And we're gonna bring back out our top-notch stunt department to show you how they execute a live fire burn. Nate in the center is the performer we will be setting on fire. We have our coordinator Brock and Tristan acting as our safeties. If you look at Nate's face, you may be wondering, is he so nervous that he's sweating profusely? That is protective fire gel he's got on all of his exposed skin areas. You may know what it's like if you miss a spot with sunscreen. Imagine if you missed a spot while on fire. Before we fuel, we check our extinguishers in case of an early ignition.
Excuse me, Susan. We're ready to fuel.
Copy.
Tristan, you ready? Ready. Nate, you ready? Ready. Fueling.
At the completion of the shot, Nate will make his way to this fire blanket where he will be extinguished. At that point, we are looking for a thumbs up that he is okay. If Nate gives us a thumbs down, that is an alert to get our medical team involved. At this point, I do need to stress that these are trained professionals and they're using very special equipment. This is not the type of thing anyone should ever think about trying on their own. Nate is going to burn for 8 to 10 seconds. And this is the last spot where the fuel will be applied. I think we're almost ready. I'm going to hand it to our booth to set the lights in the house for the shot and our clock to 0 on the side screens. Everyone, please remain in your seats for the duration of the stunt. Whenever you're ready, Brock.
Thank you. Tristan, you ready? Ready. Nate, ready to burn? Ready.
Ready and action.
Lighting. You're lit.
Ten seconds.
You're out.
He's okay! And he went for almost 19 seconds! Keep it going for our stunt coordinator, Brock Markham, our safety, Tristan Ott, and the man we set on fire, Nate Mitchell! Woo! Great job, you guys! And if you're not sure if that was real fire, if you're a little far away, ask the folks right down here. Could we feel the
Hey,
fire?
Susan?
Yeah.
Susan? I'm ready for the fire burn.
Eric, we just did the burn.
What's that?
We just did it.
Hey, let's do one more. You're
Whoa!
lit.
Oh, we're doing it, Susan! We're doing it! We're taking ourselves back up! Save the children! It's hot! It's so hot, Susan! Oh, it's way hot! Oh, I don't like this. I don't like it. Put me out! Put me out! Susan! Put me out!
You are out.
Okay!
He's okay!
Okay! We did it!
We did it! We did it!
We did it! You know who did it? The Lowry family from Chicago. Give it up for them!
That's right!
Now, Foley.
Our Foley family! And you can forget Brittany!
It was incredible.
With her amazing scream. And then there was you.
There's me, but the special effects show stunt department. They are the real stunt men.
That's right. We'll see you in the movies, everybody. We hope you have the best day ever at Universal Studios Hollywood.
The entertainment capital